long time is that we do not see challenges as disguised opportunities. In Kenya, for example, 83.6% of the employment is created by the informal sector. 70% of outlets where many of us get our products are from small kiosks. There is even what is called kidogo economy. What is my point? This informal sector have challenges. The mothers in Moya that I mentioned that are losing their rights because they do not have opportunities or innovative instruments to dry them, that's a gap. We do not look at a gap. We start to complain upfront before we seize the opportunity. That is a disabler. It therefore means if you identify the gap, that's already a market. Markets are people. Markets are common people, common citizens, ordinary citizens. And when you devise a solution that closes a gap, you will tap into that market. Let me just give a very practical example, which sometimes is emotional. 700,000 Africans die every year because of indoor pollution, because they depend on charcoal. When you bring it down to Kenya here, between 14,000 to 20,000 Kenyans die every year because of indoor pollution. Why? Because they depend on charcoal. They've committed no crime. The only crime is that they find, look, they don't have an alternative to cook food. If you are able to just learn a skill to turn waste to briquettes, to replace those charcoal, which we are seeing in the work we are doing, simple briquettes that are non-smoky, that burns longer, are actually cheaper than charcoal, and this will help close a gap. That's a market that is worth $20 billion US across the continent and $1.6 billion US in Kenya. So to say that why do you have to develop a solution when there is no market for it means you haven't done your homework. And that is not right. Now to the demand, I think I've touched that, because if you develop a product without actually having understood the market gap, then definitely that product is going to get lost and you will not be able to actually solve a problem. And then a third point still on that is that we must not always start because we have the tools. It is through experimentation and sometimes through struggle that we find the best innovations that then will attract people who can be able to uptake it. I am saying this because most of the youth, what we've seen through an approach that we call innovative volunteerism, have nothing but what they just wanted was to be inspired that you can be able to do it. They went online and learned skills. And today, these youths have